Okay, there it is live. Oh, here's the camera. Alrighty, I'm gonna put it here. Oops, more like right there. Okay, okay. Let's see. Hello, 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 everybody. This is the first live class. I'm just setting this up so I can also take a look at the chat. There you go. Hello. I'm testing the chat. Hi. Right. Hey, Brandon. Hello, Brandon. What's up? So good you joined us. Okay. I'm noticing that there's like 10-second delay. I'm watching the video also like in mute, but alrighty. Yeah, time to go to school. Alrighty then. So let's get it started, shall we? Okay. By the way, we just remodeled the office for those of you who have seen uh, the one-on-one coaching. Okay. So let's get it started, shall we? I'm gonna start with a very quick lesson from a method, an execution method we are doing. We are starting to applying it, and because this is the very first session, I want everybody to go through this one. This is going to help you a lot. Okay, so here it is. By the way, let me first make sure I'm sharing my screen. I'm gonna share my screen so I can take the drawings. Screen share, screen one. Ooh, okay, there it is. Yes, okay, very good. There you go. Let me explain first a little bit about oh, by the way, guys, let me hold this really quick. Gus, can you help me with the chat? Because I thought I was going to be able to handle it, but I'm gonna send you the link so you can help me with the chat. Yeah, yeah. All right, thank you. Let me just send this the link to my buddy here, Gus. Copy link. Whoops, nope. Messenger. Okay. Mm. Let me Gus. Okay, okay, there you go. Yes, because I'm not watching the chat. So if you guys have a question, Goose is going to tell me, hey, somebody's asking this and this. Okay. Okay. I thought I was super sophisticated having two monitors, but no, it's too much. Let's go. Okay, so let's start. Let me explain a little bit how this is gonna be working. I'm on Photoshop. I'm gonna have the the l- folders in here in Photoshop. I'm gonna have them on the other screen, so they don't take much space. Okay, and let me close all my social media. I'm gonna suggest I just closed Messenger and Skype. I suggest you do that too, so you're not distracted. But that's something I'm doing. Okay, so the first thing I want to show you is before we start is I want to explain what 4DX is. This is an execution method. I don't know if that's how you write it, execution. I think it's execution. English is my second language. I think this is the one. Okay, so this is from a book, a very interesting book by Sean Covey, the son of Stephen Covey. For those who have read the Seven Habits of highly effective people, this is amazing because A lot of people know you in school and in everywhere all over the internet they teach you strategy, right? And with strategy, okay, nice, you have things you can do, but very few people teach about execution, right? And with my students, with most companies, execution is the weak spot. Everybody knows a lot of strategies, but very few people know execution, right? So the thing is, I want to teach you a little bit about this, the execution part, because that is exactly what you should be doing to get results, right? Okay, all right, let's get it started. The book is called The Four Disciplines. Oops, Disciplines of Execution. I think that's The Four Disciplines of Execution. I really recommend this book. But if you don't have the time, you can just go to this page, to the 101. This is a 101.com slash 4DX. Just go there and it's gonna link to the video, a video created by the authors. It's actually three authors. And the one on the video is gonna be Chris McChesney, and he explained 4DX. Let me show you. You can just go to here, to the 101.com slash 4DX, and then you're gonna be taken to this little video. It's like 5 minutes. Check it out. And this is what I suggest you do. I recommend that you get it's gonna show you a little bit about the score and the four disciplines. I'm gonna go over them really quick. First is define a goal, the widely important goal. They call it WIG, right? So in this case, your goal, it can be okay to improve in drawing. No, you have to be more specific. Okay. In other words, I want to help you define, for example, a goal. I want to animate. If if my goal is drawing, for example, maybe uh, like our partner. I want to draw like pressure, like this. I want to draw. Wow, yeah. I want to be drawing like this. This can be a very specific goal, right? And once you define that, then you're going to determine, okay, where are you? Define your point A. This is where you are right now. This is now. And to point B, that's the future. Future. Right? So how much time do you think it's going to take? Okay, I want to get from here to point B in how much time? Okay, let's say 2 years. Right? Okay, so that's discipline 1, define a goal. Discipline 2 is get your lead measures. Lead measures. This is a little lesson, by the way. Taking my time. It's 10 minutes. Okay, lead measures. There are two type of measures. The one measure is uh, lag measures, and the other is lead. Lag measures are things you do these are results. You can measure them, but you don't have any control on them. In the book they talk about losing weight loss, they talk about weight loss. In weight loss, you do what? This is the result, right? This would be the lag measure, but you cannot control your weight, right? The same applies with drawing. You cannot control how much skill you're going to have. You cannot say, okay, now I want to be better in drawing. There you go. Ah, you just blink your eyes and snap your fingers. No, that doesn't happen. What you need is to draw, to do exercises. In the weight loss would be diet and exercise. E- Exercise, right? Those two things are lead measures. Those are things that you can measure and that you can control, right? So let me delete all of this. In this case, what you want, the results is skill, and the action should be the you need to define a specific action you're going to be doing. That would be your lead measure. In this case is drawing exercises. For example, drawing exercises, right? Okay, then discipline 3 is going to be a scoreboard. You need to keep score. The score, actually, I'm going to stop sharing my screen so I can show you because we started applying it here in 2D Animation 101. Let me where stop sharing. I'm new to this. So let's see. Yeah, yeah. Okay, let me show you our scoreboard, for example, is right there. Is this one? Oh, yeah, I don't think you can see it very clearly. Let me try to get as close as I can. Oops. Okay. No, that's a, but as you can see, it says Gus. Oops. It says Gus has to do 16 videos. Actually, I just have a little bit of problem with the cables here. Let me wait. Ah, can you help me a little bit here, Gus? No, I need to put it below here. Yeah. No. Yeah. Pass through. Yes. Okay, guys. Just hang on with me. Okay, there you go. Now I can get closer.
Did anyone got a seizure?
Can you help me being the cameraman, please? Okay, so as you can see, thank you very much. I'm very trembly. So as you can see, there's our score. It says Gus has to do 14 of 16 videos. So he just needs two more this week. That's by Friday. And the worksheets, he's very fast. Actually, you have improved today, right? From 4 to 27.
I want 26 actually.
He's on 26, and me, I'm because I was focusing on other things. I have to deliver 40 drawings. So as you can see, this score is very simple to read. That's an example. We started uh, applying it, and it, guys, I cannot tell you how much it has helped with motivation. We are all more motivated. We're like, yeah, let's do this. Uh, Goose started staying a little bit extra just so he could finish some stuff. And we're like, wow, nice. Where did I left my pen? There you go. Okay, I'm gonna continue sharing the screen. Let me go here, share screen. Let's go back to the lesson. Yes. So the scoreboard should be a simple number. So in your case, I'm gonna take the case of Waylon Mayers, one of our students. I believe he's right here with us. He's doing this is something you do to land your dream. So you want to get from point A to point B. This is the process. How? Okay, by doing 50 drawings a week. This is a lot. Now, this guy is putting 5 hours a day, right? Of drawing. So he's doing 15 drawings a week. Now, that is a lot. Most of you probably are going to be doing like 5 drawings a week. a week, right? But in any case, if this is the number you're gonna be doing, then you will start week one by this would be your score 0 out of 15. Well, actually, let me pick this one. Uh, it's gonna be 0 of 5. Then next week, instead of resetting this number, no, you're gonna get to 5 of 5. But now your new goal is gonna be 5 out of 10. Ah, this is the motivation right here. You start getting closer to how many? Okay, if your goal is 2 years, then let me take the calculator. If I multiply 5 times, okay, every week has 52. Oops, 5 times 52. Okay, 260 drawings 1 year. I multiply that by 2. So this would be 500, 520 drawings in 2 years. So the theory is if you get to 520 drawings in those 2 years, you're going to have a huge improvement and probably get to the future, to your goal, right? Now, let me go back so you can make those calculations yourself. Every year, 1 year, because I'm I am math a geek. 1 year has 52 weeks. So in this case, because I had 5 drawings, I'm gonna put it like this: drawings per week. Then I would do 5 times 52 gives me 210. So no, 260. Sorry, 260. And if it's 2 years, then it's gonna be 520, right? I don't know if this is making any sense. If is this making any sense? Let me go to the chat. Is this making any sense? Hello, hello. Just waiting for some answers in here in the chat. This was trippy. Yeah, so I think that was from all the curves. But yeah, I don't know. Uh, is this making any sense? Yeah, just nobody, no answers. Okay, I'm gonna continue. But anyway, this is how you calculate. And the last thing is number 4. I'm gonna delete everything else. I'm gonna delete this actually and this. Just decide how many drawings you're gonna be doing every week, okay? And then keep a score. And then finally, weekly review. This is something you need to do with yourself. Preferably, share your goal with someone you care, maybe a best friend. Look, I'm going to be doing so many drawings per week or something like that. And you need someone to hold you accountable. You need accountability. In our one on one coaching, we do those weekly reviews. So I'm the one holding people accountable, like, hey, did you deliver? Oh, sorry, no. I was explaining, let me just go to video. I was explaining to Christy in the last session that sometimes you need someone to, if you don't deliver, you need someone to go like this. You didn't deliver. That just having someone expecting you to deliver helps you push yourself. If you're feeling a little bit lazy, oh no, but then uh, John Smith is gonna be upset because I didn't deliver, or someone who cares. Okay, so you need someone to hold you accountable. Now, it was like 20 minutes, yes. Okay, around 20 minutes for this lesson. uh, I really want you to apply this. This is how you're gonna really push yourself to execute. You have to do weekly reviews, okay? Now, let's get it started with the live session today. I'm gonna delete all of this. And by the way, all of this is being recorded, so don't worry if you arrived late or anything. We are barely starting. I just had. Let me turn off my alarms. I depend so much on my alarms. it's for. It was for the session actually. So okay, let's do this. I'm gonna start with the drawings of. Let me. This is from John. Sorry. This is from John, and look, this is some of the things you we need to learn in here. Okay, I'm gonna be this is how it works. Let me just explain you the dynamics of this. This is how it's gonna work. I'm gonna check the work you sent to feedback at 2danimation101.com, and then I'm gonna criticize it, give you tips and all of that. All right, so here's I'm gonna start with John. I have some annotations here. Okay, so the first thing is John. If you're here with us, just say present. I don't know if are you here. All right. Oh yes, I'm seeing the responses in here in the chat from the last question I made. I think it has to do with the 10-second delay. We measured it. It's around 10 seconds. Anyway, John, I don't know if you're joining us, but here's something you can do to improve this. At some point, you're going to see this video. The first thing I'm noticing is that in most of your drawings, you have this squiggly uh, pulse, right? You can notice it right here in the curves. In here, you notice it too. I don't know. Can you notice? That is because you don't have a good pulse. I don't have that either. Let me, this is something super important. You need to know your limitations, right? In your ability, in my TED talk, I talk about not doing things that are outside your ability. Find the smaller steps. Find the things you can do within your ability. And then something I didn't explain, I'm gonna explain that in my book. I'm writing a book about the smaller steps. Is that when you're taking steps, at some point your legs starts getting longer and longer, and then you can take bigger and bigger steps. So in here, you're lacking is the ability to do a circular. Actually, I'm not that good. I When I trace, I use the smoothing option. Most software has it, but I'm not that good. So you can do what I did. I used to have I have a very trembly hand. When I took the camera, maybe you noticed how trembly I was with the camera. But anyway, this is something you can do. This is how I apply this. I'm gonna zoom in and let me make the brush a little bit smaller. So instead of going like this, instead of that, you should do the lines like this, as if you were sketching. I'm doing it very slowly, right? Let me actually. Am I sharing? No, I'm not sharing my screen, am I? Yeah. You were seeing my face the whole time. Sorry, guys. Share the screen. Okay, there you go. Sorry. Okay. My bad, my bad. Okay, here it is. I'm now sharing the screen. Sorry. Okay. I was they were telling me like, what's up, what's up? Okay, so here's the thing, John. Again, let me tell you, this is what I was mentioning. You have like squiggly lines. I see that here. I see that here, and in here also. It feels a little bit weird. So your limitation is that you don't have that skill right now. So when you don't have it, don't use it. And what I did for many years was that instead of doing uh, trying to get everything in one stroke, instead of that, I would do this line by line. For example, I'm just drawing some curve in here, right? So I would do that for any shape. Let's pretend I'm drawing the shoulder, for example. And I'm gonna show you how it looks, how I do it real time with my camera. Let me, Goose, can you help me with the camera, please? Stop sharing. Sharing, stop. There you go. Hold the camera in here. He's gonna be my cameraman. Okay, where can I draw? In here? Okay, so here's how I do it. Instead of doing this, I do this. Look, this is something you should be doing, John. So you can have it very, very a careful line. And if you have any mistakes, you can just go back and clean the line a little bit. That's how I did the whole course. You see? This line it's a little bit cleaner. That's it. Okay, thank you very much. That is because I'm not very good at using. I don't have a loose hand. Some of my team, Danny and Gonzalo. There, Gonzalo is a new guy who joined the team. He's awesome, and he's all. They both are very good. They have very good aim. They just try to draw a circle, and it's beautiful. And when I cry, I do things very ugly. So I have to acknowledge my limitations and then go slower. I'm way slower than them. Okay, so you need to recognize that limitation and take more time. What you need, I'm gonna share my screen. What you need is this. You need to go slower, but don't I don't know if any of you are taking the 30-day challenge. In the 30-day challenge, I talk about a lot of experiments and studies that say that if you go slower, you actually learn faster, you learn more. It's a, a term that Charles Dewey calls mm, cognitive affluence, or something like that. It's just when you take a little bit more time to learn stuff, to practice this. So what you need is to criticize yourself. If you see this line, say no to yourself. No, I didn't like it. And then erase it and then try it again. Right? For example, I'm seeing, no, actually, for example, in here, I'm going to zoom a little bit more. In here, you can see that this is supposed to be touching the circle, John. It's not touching the circle. By the way, I'm gonna change the color to something blue because that's some feedback I got from Ash. Yeah, I think this one is better, right? Okay, so yeah, look, this. Well, no, 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 this is not working. It has to be maybe red. Yes, this probably that works better. Yes. Okay, look, this line, I'm gonna zoom as much as I can. It's not on spot. You see, you're going outside of the line. You're supposed to be doing it here. Look, I'm doing the technique I told you. I'm going bit by bit, and I can follow it perfectly. You need to follow it perfectly. You did it. Let me zoom out. You did it here, like in this area. is kind of good, but you tried it to do it on just one stroke, so it's a little bit squiggly. Okay, so that is one of the things I wanted to mention. Let me see what else. Oh, and something I noticed too from you, John, is this. Let me delete everything. Is that for some lines, for example, this, uh, when the lines are in this direction, you get a little bit more squiggly, and when they are on the other direction, they are a little bit better. And I believe it has to do with to you being right-handed, because for me it's the opposite. I'm very good because uh, if you are right-handed, here's your hand, and I mean your arm, and then here is your hand. A very crappy hand. Sorry. I I hope you're happy with your hand, John. But because these, when you're drawing in this motion, oh, let me do everything from the beginning. If this is your arm, right, and this is the pencil, it's easier to rotate your wrist like this. So that is why all the lines and curves in this inclination look good. Look, this part is perfect. But when you start going like in circular motions, you start going all wiggly. You instead, remember, go slower like this. Stroke, little strokes, by little strokes, okay? Smaller steps for a stroke. All right? Now, the next thing is this is very important. To be able to do this, you need to be precise. This is a huge debate I have with a lot of students. They are asking if they should draw with a mouse. With a mouse? No. They say, okay, I have a drawing tablet. Okay, I ask, do you have a screen? Does it have a screen? If it doesn't have a screen, then no, don't use it, because you need to be able to see what is below the pencil. If it's a screen tablet, oops, a screen tablet like the one I'm using, the Cintiq, then use it. I'm telling you from experience. Gus, can you pass me the Intuos box so I can show them? I'm gonna switch to my camera to explain to you guys. I don't know if it's inside, but at least the stop sharing. Look, guys, this is what I was using first. This one doesn't have a screen, but because I invested in it, I was like, oh no, no, I have to use it. Hey, I invested in it. Then I used it for a year and a half until we were saving and saving and saving, and we were able to afford now the screen tablets of the Cintiq. It was a huge upgrade from here to using the screen tablet. Why? Simple. I'm going to put this here because you need to be able to see what it's going on below the pen, okay? So, if you don't have a screen tablet, I'm going to switch again to my screen. Screen, share screen. If you don't have a screen tablet, then you need to use pencil and paper. I'm not kidding. Paper. And if you go, oh, but I already invested in the drawing tablet. Okay, well, you can cry and then take the pencil and paper. And I'm serious. With pencil and paper, you draw way fast. You improve a lot. For me, it was like a 60% improvement in my drawing skills, and it took less time. And you can definitely do this, like go slower in the strokes, like this, be more precise, especially for you, John, and other students like you who have squiggly lines. Okay, that's what you should be doing. Stay away from. I'm talking about drawing. Okay, I used drawing tablets are fine if you're sketching something, if you are tracing characters in a software, that's okay. But if you're practicing and drawing to improve using it as exercises, then don't use it. Don't use the mouse, don't use the drawing tablet with no screen. Use only screen tablets and pencil and paper. Okay? Okay. Now, what else did I have? Okay, now the next thing that I'm gonna review that is just our general thing I saw in your drawings, John. Let me go to some other drawings. I'm gonna press Control 0. Here's something that I started noticing from level to level in here, because you have the whole grid. This is complete. The whole grid, you were able to put the points more or less in its correct place. There are a couple of differences between these two. For example, the this one in here, look at how I'm doing the cheek, right? Well, I'm feeling very powerful because I got it in one stroke. But in here, look, you went past it, and then you kind of go back, and then you go up again. I don't know if that's on purpose. I believe it's not on purpose because in here you didn't do it, right? I'm gonna zoom in a little bit just in case you're watching everything clearly. This section was okay. The eyes are okay, but the face, the rest of the face has a little bit of problems. The ear is a little bit bigger in here, and a little mistakes. But the main thing is that you start missing this part of the face. You start doing a lot of mistakes. Look in here, this one is a little bit more chubby. What you need to be able to do is to have a consistency. This is very important. Consistency. I have dyslexia, so I struggle a lot with when I'm writing. You're gonna notice, but anyway, maybe you noticed. You always write the wrong letters and then. Anyway, here it is. From here, because you had the complete screen, the complete grid in level 1, you did a decent job. And then in here, it's this is by memory level 2. You didn't do that bad. I like that you corrected this part. Very good. And then you get it starts getting more complicated. Look, you start missing the points. Look. Then in here, you start ignoring completely the rule. Look, this is extremely wrong. This is not acceptable. This is not acceptable, John. This is what you need to do. You need to figure out remember the rules. This was supposed to be, you should be like dividing this in two, and then dividing this in two, and then get a third. So the chin should be in here, right? It should be actually in the it should be here. This is the spot, and then it should be right in the middle of this. So the correct. I'm gonna zoom in here. Look, the reason why you have to practice all the other ones is because you're supposed to be doing this. I remove this, the next level. Let me go back. As you can see from previous levels, there you have these lines, right? Then they disappear completely. Look, now there's no line. You see? You have to be putting them. I'm holding shift as if I was using a ruler. Okay. So you should have this. Sorry. You should have these and draw them or calculate them. And then you're supposed to be having this on the middle and a third. So the chin, the correct spot for the chin should be here, not here. That's why it's wrong. Okay, so it's this spot, and then you should have the other one in here, right? This is the correct way to do it. And then from there, what do? You connect it to the circle. This is the correct chin. And I don't know if you remember this, it was a quarter of this area. This is the rule. You actually got it right. This one is okay. But this section, look the huge difference. Look all the area you missed here. This is wrong, and all this area is wrong. So what you needed to do, I'm gonna create a new layer, Control Shift N, was this. I'm gonna draw this really quickly and then get it to the circle like this. I'm just kind of sketching because I'm gonna isolate it. Okay, look, boom. This is the correct form of the face, you see? And if I compare that with yours, I'm gonna name this layer Mark, and then I'm gonna create a new one called John, and let me follow yours. Um, It's just so I can compare, okay? It's just a quick sketch so we can compare the two and understand this clearly. Look at the huge difference. I'm gonna hide everything else. I'm gonna hide this. I'm gonna hide this. Look, actually, let me make yours with another color. Color overlay. Yeah, blue. Look, and can you see the difference, John? Look, you see? This is your in your side. This is wrong. Why? Because you were not respecting the points. So if you keep doing this, you're gonna practice the wrong way, and you're gonna. Here's what's gonna happen to your brain. This is your brain, okay? And let's pretend this is your occipital lobe. In here you're creating new connections, and you're storing the wrong data in there. It's like you have a computer, and in the computer you're putting the wrong files, the wrong data. So for example, if your brain was a computer and you stored like the, I don't know, gravity doesn't exist, gravity doesn't exist. Well, if you have that belief, or if you print that information, then you're, oh, if I jump from this building, nothing is gonna happen because there's nothing pulling me down. Look, and then you're gonna kill yourself, right? Maybe a lame example, but what I'm talking about is that you're gonna be storing in your brain the wrong data. So if you see the wrong image like this one, you're gonna say, hey, that's the correct image. Yes. No, that's the wrong data in your brain. I'm trying to be as simple as possible. I don't know if I'm making any sense. So, what you need to do is go back, John, go back and start implementing the rules. Learn them. Learn the points. Where does each point goes? There are 3 points that you have to locate, and then those points are connected to the circle, right? Just 3 points. Your goal should be focusing on finding those 3 points and then connect them, right? Let me delete these two, delete them, and let's go back. This one. And I'm gonna restart. There you go. Okay, so that is why this face is not working. The ear, okay, maybe the ear is not perfect, but maybe it works. But this is definitely not acceptable, right? And what else? In general, that happened with all the faces. Look, every time it got a little bit harder, you have to do this. You have to visualize this line and then visualize this. Let me explain to you. I'm gonna share my screen. This is how you have to do it first. This is the process in which you start kind of printing. data in your brain. Let me go back. Okay. So when you're drawing and you're doing this exercise, for example, instead of you don't have to draw, but this is what you do. You take your pencil and then you measure, you visualize. In my mind, I'm visualizing a line right there. Okay, yes, I'm imagining it. And then I'm imagining the half of that. So this is the other half. In here, in the lower part, I know that I have to go one, two. Well, actually, I have to take this same distance and then divide it by two and then go like 2/3 of a quarter. So it should be like here, right? You have to do these motions. This is something I explained to Waylon Mayers. Let me show you some of his drawings. But well, anyway, you do this and then you imagine dividing this area. Oops, I'm both the cameraman and the and the artist in here. So you visualize. Goose, can you help me holding the camera because maybe they're gonna puke or something with my terrible. Okay, thank you. So I do this. I visualize half, and then actually, can you because it's on a perspective, try to have it like exactly on top, maybe in there. Yes, and so I do this, and then okay, then I imagine then I imagine half, and so it's this spot. That's the first one. The next, finding the point for the cheek. Okay, I divide this by half. I repeat this distance. Okay, I'm gonna repeat it below, not tracing anything, just crossing my pen like this. And then in here, I divide, and I'm imagining a square in here. The center of that square is the point. So that is the correct position for that spot. Making sense? So that's what you need to be practicing. The reason, thank you very much. The reason why we're doing I'm removing the lines of the grid for you to work is for you to be putting those with your imagination. At some point there's nothing, but you printed in your occipital lobe, your visual cortex, you printed a lot of of visual information that you're accessing. That's how you improve your visual intelligence. Okay, let me go back to sharing. I don't want to make the same mistake of explaining to a screen. Okay. For 6:49. It has been a long time. Okay, anyway, hope you learned a lot, John. I'm gonna move on. There are a lot of things I can cover, but I want to cover the other feedback. Maybe Paul and Charles, you guys, maybe you are like, hey, what about mine? Okay, let's change the channel now. Okay, John, if you have to take one thing, just one thing, the number one lesson, let me switch to the camera. Okay, wait. There you go. If you had to take one thing, is this, John? This is the main lesson you have to take. Before going to the next exercise, stop and review your own work. Review it. Take your time. Criticize it. Did I put the points in the correct place? Is this looking good? Like question it. Okay? Before going to the next, go back and review yourself. That's something you need to be doing weekly at least. Every week. Check how many drawings you delivered and then review those yourself. Like, oh, yeah, I mean, we're gonna you that's why we have this class so we can also discuss it. But the main thing, if you're alone, if you're not picked for the next session, then review it. And for all of you who are just watching, then stop and review. That's the main lesson from all of this is stop and review. Then do a deep examination. Go slower, like when you start being careful, and by careful I mean You don't just trace and okay, now the next thing, now the eyes, now the mouth. No, no, no. It's the eyes. Wait, is that eye good enough? Then criticize it. Huh. Look away for a little bit, then go back and is it good? Take your time. That's better. You learn way faster when you do this. Okay? So that's the main lesson. Now, let's go with Paul. With Paul, I'm going to share my screen. This is screen number 1. There you go. Okay, Paul. Well, that's John. That's still John. And this is from Paul. Oops, sorry. I was trying to delete this. Yes, there you go. Okay, Paul, your drawing, this is a reference drawing. This is also from the Rogue Mangaka for Hobbyists. That's stage 2. Congratulations. This is something you're doing wrong. This is the one you sent for the feedback, and I noticed that you sent the one without the grid. This is too advanced. There are a couple of mistakes I'm seeing here. Like if you just see them, you can see okay, maybe I don't think they are the same, but they look very similar. Well, you cannot get paid for this. The main thing I ask if it's good enough or not, I think the main thing is becoming a professional, and professional means you get paid. I don't think people would pay for this. Okay, Paul. So this is what you made the little mistakes you did. One is some inclinations. You need to increase your visual intelligence. Visual. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit and make this larger. Visual IQ. Okay, you need to increase it. In what aspect? You need to increase it in shapes, like differentiate shapes and angles. For example, in theory, you should have got the same the same inclination of the mouth. Look, this is the inclination of the mouth in the reference, and this is the inclination of your mouth. If I disable the other layer, you can see the difference in the angle, right? Can you see? There's a there's a difference in there. So you have to be very careful with that. Let me open also the reference. And the eyes are like the inclination of the eyes is okay, but the shape, look, I'm gonna trace yours really quick. I'm gonna just kind of do a sketch and then put one on top of the other. Okay, like this. And this is from the drawing that Danny did for a manga she's working on, the Coliseum Legions. Okay, look, I'm gonna hide this and then compare these two shapes. Look, there are a couple of differences. The main thing is the volume. Yours is a little bit flatter, and Danny's is a little bit larger, right? Yours is a little bit shorter, like the distance here. And also, Danny is getting more closer to a circle. It's almost a circle, right? Look, I'm gonna undo a couple of steps to show you. Can you see? Yours is more like an oval, and Danny's is also a circle. Is almost a circle cut down from the lower part, the lower lid, right? So that is one differentiate one difference. Sorry, it's not. I struggle with English, but anyway, now let me put the reference again. And also, the another thing that strikes me up a lot is the part of the face. Look, this has a is not a straight line. Look at this volume, this shape, and in your case, this is what you did. You just went boop, almost a straight line. It was not a straight line. It should have had this angle and then this angle and then this angle, right? There are 2 points in here. Actually, a couple of points that you should have put together, and instead you only used 2 points, right? That is what something that strikes me a lot. Like, oh, there's a huge difference in there. And the hair, okay, the hair maybe you can get away with it a little bit because the in the hair you can always be a little bit messy, but the face and the shape of the face is not working. And also, look at how open. I'm gonna delete everything just to do another comparison between both drawings. Look, look at how this angle is a little bit closed. I'm gonna hide yours. Look, this one is a little bit closed, and this other angle is a little bit wider, just a little bit. A couple is almost. If you can see the one from Danny is almost 90 degrees. Almost 90 degrees would be this. And with you, if I put 90 degrees, I don't know. Can you see the difference? I always, when I'm comparing angles, I'm doing this. And that is something, the all of this, by the way, Paul, everything I'm doing right here is something you should be doing. The When you review yourself, and that goes to everybody else, when you review your work, you should do this analysis. Like if you're working with paper, then just use a pencil and put actually, can you pass me? No, actually, I have them here. Wait, guys, wait. I'm gonna try to explain in here. Actually, yes, Goose. I printed one exercise in from the Rogue Mangaka in those sheets. In those, yes. You should be able to find one. Yes. Okay, I'm gonna turn on my yes, this one. Thank you. Yes, it was for this example. No, don't I have one of these but printed in paper? Uh Actually, this one works. Yes. Okay. So for this analysis, you can do this. If you're using pencil and paper, you can do this. Just put. Oops, I wanted to take a blank sheet of paper. Yeah, this one. Okay, you do this. You put the reference, and then you put another sheet of paper on top of it. And if you look through, you put this on a piece of glass with the sun behind, and if you put it against the against light, you can see and you can do that analysis, and you can take. Do I have a? I don't have a pencil, but I'm gonna take my pen, and then I can start doing this analysis. For example, I'm doing I'm tracing the chin, so I just remove it and look. I don't know if you can see this, but I can see the angle here clearly. And actually gonna do this. This is so you can, this is increasing your visual intelligence and analyzing angles, right? So in here, I can see that, oh, it's almost 90 degrees. If I went 90 degrees, it would be this, right? But now I understand. Oh, it goes a little bit more than 90 degrees. Okay. Sorry, guys. I hope I'm not causing you a seizure. But yeah, okay. That's it. So I hope I'm making sense. This is how you analyze your drawings, because analyzing is something that Leonardo da Vinci did a lot. If you take a look at his annotations, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be able to find some on YouTube. In his book, in his biography, they show a lot, but I'm pretty sure I can find some here. Let's see, Leonardo da Vinci sketches. Should be able to. Yeah, look at all the annotations he did. He always did, like, for example, the Vitruvian Man. All the, oh yeah, the squares, all the analysis, right? And he made little annotations, little things, like, okay, the little explanations. Oops. Actually, let me see if we can find more tools. No, size large, large. So yeah, my point is, do an analysis. All of this helps you increase your visual intelligence. No wonder why he became a genius. If you don't take the steps of a genius, you won't become a genius. I just watched it. Okay, no, I didn't do that. Let's keep this professional. Okay, anyway, let's keep focused. So in this case, this is what you need to do: compare angles. So Paul, it's gonna be very helpful to um, analyze angles, analyze shapes, right? And if you're doing this digitally, then just put things on another layer. But if it's on pencil and paper, then just you put it against a window and put a blank sheet of paper on top of it. Okay, now this is something that also helps a lot: using a grid. That yours was without a grid, so I just put the grid in there. And with the grid, you can analyze things way easier. For example, I'm gonna find this point, right? I find that point in your reference. Okay, as you can see, the line of the chin is crossing on the right side of that dot, and in your case is crossing on the left side. Can you see? And in here I can also kind of find the spots, the dots, right? Three dots that I have to put together when I'm starting to create this character. And in your case, whoops, there are no points. I would have to use, for example, the spot is around here. Let me erase this section in here. And for it would be there, and then I'm visualizing this square. Okay, so it's this square is around here. You didn't get that very wrong, but the next one is the one in which you messed up. So it's 1, 2, 3, and then I go down. So it's 1, 2, 3, and then I go down. How much? Like around here. So you should have done this. This is the correct way to have the face, right? That is it. So if we compare, I'm gonna do another comparison. Let me change the color to blue for yours. You're doing just this. Just compare, Paul. Compare this. I'm gonna disable the drawing. Look the comparison. Uh, Actually, I should have put this on another layer. Let me go back and create a new layer. And this is you, Paul. Okay. Look. Now I can compare them and put them side by side. Look. If I take look, this line, that's why it's super wrong. This is what you did, and this is what you should have done, right? For this, I needed to use the grid. Okay. Okay, so that's it, Paul. The main lesson here is increase your visual intelligence, analyze your drawings, check the angles of the lines in the reference, and then uh, do your best to compare them, and then find your mistakes and then fix them. Okay, and that's, if you had to find to take one tip, this is it: analyze your drawings. Okay, analyze them, compare different parts of the drawing. In the 30-day challenge, we talk about the observational challenge. I mean the observational exercises, like just finding differences. Okay, now let's go with Charles. Charles, let's. Are you joining us, Charles? I believe you are. Let me disable Paul, and this is the one you. Oops. Yes, this is the one you delivered. Okay, Charles, are you ready, Charles? This is. I'm making a little bit of suspense. Oh, is he gonna hate it? Is he gonna love it? What's gonna happen? Is good. Okay, maybe, hopefully you went like, it's good. Nice. Okay, the sketch. I believe with this, I don't know if you are making money, but you are in the level in which you can start monetizing. You have very good sketching skills. Everything I took a close look, and maybe the tail shouldn't be like your. Just the tail is the only detail I find a little bit odd, that it has like the same width the whole time, like parallel lines. Instead, tails should be more like this one. This one is okay. Like it has different variable width. Okay, that's the only thing. But all in all, is good. But you just need to learn a little bit about the 12 principles of animation. That this is how I principles. That's an abbreviation. The 12 principles of animation. Oops. You see. Animation. The 12 principles of animation. Now, I made all those mistakes like animation, and then I start with the N. And maybe you say, oh, no, but it's because you speak Spanish and English is my second language. No, when I'm giving my classes in Spanish, I make the same mistake. Anyway, in the 12 principles of animation, there's a mistake that most people do, and that is, I don't remember how they call it. I believe mirroring. Mirroring. This is, you repeat exactly the same drawing on the other side. What this principle says is that you should look for asymmetry. I don't know how to write asymmetry. Asymmetry. Is that how you write it? Hopefully. Asymmetry. If not, just close your eyes and imagine I did a good job. This one is an example of a character in a good position. This is an asymmetric position. This is good for character design, but this is better to present a character. He has a little bit more personality. So in any case, the drawing, the sketching is good. Now, the painting, the painting is so so. That's my symbol for so so. Instead of this or instead of this is, yeah, that's so so for me. Okay, so you need to improve the shading techniques. What you need to do, this is Charles, right? What you need to do, Charles, is find references and then try your best to mimic them, to leave it as similar as possible. This is how, for example, I actually took some time to get you some references. For example, this.
I gotta leave.
Okay, see you later, man.
See you later.
Bye bye.
Hey, here's the chat. You just put F5 once in a while to refresh the code.
Oh, so we need to. That's why we didn't. Ah, okay, okay. Thank you. Okay, okay, guys, I'm learning to use. This is the first time I do a live class. Anyway, in here, you can see the reference, the type of shading it's using in here, right? So, Paul, I recommend, instead of venturing on doing it your way, first make sure you can totally master this kind of shading. For example, like the shading used in all of these drawings, master it. Just the type of color used and everything else. And That's what I recommend. Okay. Now there are a lot of discussions on. Oh yeah, but I want to be original. This is a huge discussion I have every time. So I'm gonna just talk a little bit about being original. This is something you need to understand. When you, oh no, no, but I want to be original. Okay, before being original, you have to be good. You have to be great. And then after you're great, then you can start experimenting and being original. How do you become great? By mimicking, by imitating. Even Leonardo da Vinci, Leo, I'm going to just put Leo. Even Leonardo da Vinci had to uh, imitate. What was he imitating? Well, he was imitating reality. When his mentor Andrea del Verrocchio asked him, I'm gonna switch a little bit to the camera. Now I'm alone. Now there's no one in here, so we can start talking. And anyway, guys, this is something that you need to understand. Leonardo da Vinci, when if you read his biography, is he had a mentor, Andrea del Verrocchio, and when he asked him to draw the wings of angels, instead of, oh, I'm gonna be so original drawing my own wings, instead of that, because he was starting, he was, I believe, 14 years old. What he did was get a lot of birds, get a lot of birds because he could use them as references, and he would get the wings of the birds and and see the feathers and then draw them and then master it. And once he was very good at drawing the feathers and the wings of a bird, then he moved to angels. So before being original, make sure you become great, and you become great by imitating. No, oh, but there's ethics, and no, 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 you shouldn't copy anyone. Okay, who said that? Because Leonardo da Vinci imitates, he started imitating. First, you follow the rules, and once you master them, once you master the rules, you break them. Okay, so I don't know if this is a problem for you, Charles, but you should, instead of doing this, let me switch back to sharing my screen. Instead of, oh, uh share my screen. There you go. Oh, am I sharing? Oops, it froze. Oh no, let's see what's happening. Oh shoot. Okay, on my end, this it says Google Hangouts is not responding. I'm gonna try closing this. Am I here? Am I online? Yeah, apparently I'm live. Okay, sorry guys. My internet just went boop. I don't want to work anymore. So let me go back to sharing, try to share my screen. Yeah, okay, it's sharing. So before being original, you need to master the steps. And before doing this, because this is not bad, I believe you could be making a little bit of money with this, but you can improve so much so people start paying a lot of money. A couple of problems I see is that in here you use one kind of shading. Let me zoom in. I'm gonna reset this. In here you are using, for example, a little bit of feather in here. I don't know how to pronounce that word. Like it's a soft shadow, and then in the clothing you're using kind of hard shadows. Then in here hard shadows. So it's like you're not picking a style. Oh, but by the way, the eyes. The eyes are super cool, super good. So, anyway, what I recommend, Charles, is that you get references and then paint like the reference, okay? Notice some of the details. For example, look at the stroke. It's not actually black. It's kind of maybe brown or brown gray, something like that. And then let me go to the next reference. This is another reference, for example. Look at how they are using the shadows, right? Then another reference, if you want to start getting to that style, this one is using more like the feather, the soft shadow you were using, right? If you're gonna do that, then notice that this character is the shadow is using in the whole character. But my point, Charles, is this: instead of applying these shadows to your work, hold it, put it on standby, and then go to the references and then pick one of those, draw it, and paint it exactly as this one, for example, and like copying it. But then be able to do it by memory and then review and do a deep examination, compare, analyze, make sure it's, oh, by the way, it's 7:18 in my clock, so I'm a little bit past the time. I said 1 hour, but guys, I'm gonna extend this a little bit because I really want you to get something. Instead of doing your work, do this. Be able to draw a reference, everything, paint it and everything by memory, and then go to the next level. No, the next level would be this, and then draw this and paint it by memory. This is very important. Memory. Yes. Do it by memory. Okay? And analyze it, compare, make sure that you can definitely do this by memory. The whole painting, the colors may be a little bit different, but in general, it's gonna be almost the same. That is also something that Leonardo da Vinci did. He did things again and again until he had them by memory. And then maybe you could move to something that you can charge a lot of money for. This. Wow. Do this, copying it first and then by memory. Now, just getting to this, just doing those three drawings. Oh, you might say, oh, it's just three. Okay, just getting this by memory it could take you 1 month. Okay, and then this one maybe another month, and then maybe for this one you might invest 2 months trying a couple of times, maybe doing this 5 times. And after you have that, you let me try to explain this with what would happen to your brain. If this is your brain, by the way, uh, this is the visual cortex, and then below is the cerebellum. So don't mistake it. Some people say, "Oh no, that's the cerebellum." No, the cerebellum is below. The brain is this part. Is just behind your ear and a little bit on top of it. Okay, so your visual cortex is gonna have a lot of data. What data? Well, these data. That that is when you're gonna have an upgrade in your brain, your visual cortex, your occipital lobe. It's gonna have an upgrade. Okay, up. I'm putting it as a if you have the Zelda reference. Okay, so you have a once you have that upgrade after you master the rules, now you can go back and try this again. And I promise you, this drawing is gonna look amazing with that new knowledge after going through this journey. This one, and then this style, and then this style, and then at that point you can charge a lot of money. For example, Presha, our co-instructor, she can charge like around from 100 to $200 for a single drawing. Not even a full painting. A painting like this is way more expensive. It's like $500. But here's the thing. I'm gonna switch to my camera. Okay, and that's it. We're done with. I believe that's. Oh no, we still need to check a little bit of Waylon. Waylon is more as an example because he's doing a really great work. He's having one-on-one coaching, and we meet every week. Okay, so Charles, to finish up with you, the one thing I want you to get from all this review and everybody else is this. First, master the rules and then break them. Before being original, make sure you're very good. Once you're very good, now you can start becoming original. Okay, don't be impatient. The take more take your time. It's actually you start to enjoy the journey a little bit more when you go slower and you get amazing results. Okay, now when you are on that level, then you can start making money. Just I just want to give you guys a little peek into the future, to when you can start making money, because that is something a lot of students ask, because that is the exciting part. Actually, you invested money in courses, and then when you start making money, you start getting all that money back, plus the some extra money, so you can make a living. Okay, so here's how. The main thing is, this is the keyword you need to learn. I'm gonna switch to sharing my screen. The keyword is, oops, oh, I deleted the layer. Oops, I'm gonna put it bigger. Custom work. People pay for custom work. That is where the money is. I can buy a poster of, I don't know, maybe Bosset, or the Spider Sona, or Deadpool. Let's say Deadpool, because I went to the movies, and I had my this is what I what I used to drink my water. So let's say Deadpool. Instead of just getting a poster of Deadpool, wouldn't it be super cool if you can get uh, uh Ryan Reynolds to do a specially pose for you? Like, no, okay, I'm gonna put the whole suit and everything, and then I'm gonna do whatever you ask me to do. That would be like, oh yes, oh, that would be amazing. You would pay way more money just for that. So when we're talking about a drawing, if I was doing a drawing of Deadpool, and someone loves Deadpool, I am a huge fan. Okay, hey, I can do a drawing for you, like Deadpool. Do you like, maybe that guy loves guitars? Okay, maybe I can create a poster of Deadpool breaking a guitar, like in his personality, right? And then, oh yeah, that would be super cool. That is custom made. That is custom work. People pay more money. Now, the way you start making money is, I'm gonna hit a lot of people here. This is complicated. First, you need to build reputation, and then you make money. It's very difficult to start making money right away. No, first you build a reputation. That is, you do some free work. You do, for example, a poster for someone, like they have to print it and everything, but you create, or a sticker or something, you draw it, and then you give it away to your friend, but make sure it is custom made. And then your friend, oh look, I look so cool, and he brags about it to his friends, and then people, oh, that's super cool, who made it? And then you do maybe another two or three to more people, and then once you have a reputation, you start saying this. You still do it for free, but you do this. Okay, yeah, I actually, well, maybe you can start charging depending on the country. In Mexico, we don't. The economy is not that great. Maybe in the United States, it's way easier. But you could say, yeah, I can do this drawing, but it's like, I don't know, $50 for a poster. And then if they go, oh yeah, yeah, don't worry, it's $50, but because you know this guy, I can give it to you for $30. Then, oh, nice. Just, and this is important, just tell them that you paid the value of this. I don't know if this was the drawing. The value is $50, okay? But I'm just make sure people know that this poster is valued at $50, and then you start getting people interested, but only if it's custom work, custom made, especially for me. In my, for example, I love this character, Saitama. I love him. I have it as a keychain. Oh my god, this guy makes me laugh so hard. I don't know if you know, if you haven't watched that anime, you should. It's short. For people who are super busy like me, short series are amazing. So if someone can draw Saitama the way, exactly the way I want it, I would pay more money than if I just buy the poster. So if a poster is like $20, you can charge $40 for a custom made poster or image or anything. So that is just something that I think you can start doing, Charles. You can start charging for your work. Your drawing was good. Your painting needs a little bit of work, that you are on another level, but I think your sketching looked very good. I would have to see more of your sketches to really see how good are you, but I believe you should start trying doing sketches for people and maybe try to monetize it. Okay, so that's it, guys. I'm gonna refresh here to see the comments. Okay, please rearrange the camera angle or make a drop. We don't have to see the glare on the ceiling. Ah, that glare. Okay, okay, thank you for that feedback. Yes, we definitely, painting in mine, it was there. Ah, okay, okay, so it was a reference then. Yeah, that's I'm thinking that's you, Charles, saying that. Well, actually, I can put it on this screen. But anyway, guys, that's it for this first session. I hope you learned a lot. Did you learn a lot? Let me know. So, okay, I have one. Yes, I'm so glad you did. And well, I'll see you next month. Okay, I'm gonna schedule. I have a little bit of problem with schedules right now because there are a lot of things going on. We are remodeling this office. It was a huge mess, but now it's cleaner. Now it looks like an office. It looks like a little studio. But yes, we're still working on things, and I have a couple of things, but I will let you know. We're planning to have the live sessions every uh like in the middle of each month, okay, not at the end of the month. But yes, I'll see you next month, and hopefully you'll be here and we will learn more stuff from the drawings you deliver. So thank you very much, Paul, Charles, and John. And Waylon, I'm gonna cover your drawings and show those on the next session because I have extended half an hour now. But thank you very much, and hope you improve a lot. Remember, check the draw. I'm gonna drop the link in here. Let me see if I have this open in. I'm gonna open this. Let me drop the link in here. The link is to the 101.com slash for the X. Guys, you need to check that. I'm gonna also put it in here. Let me write it to the 101.com forward slash for the X. Okay. Check that video and apply the 4 disciplines of execution. Oh, I was not sharing the screen. Well, anyway, let me just do this. Okay, for the 2d101.com / 4dx, and really get there and apply the 4 disciplines of execution. It's amazing the motivation you get when you see your own progress and you see your own growth. It's amazing. And it's from something, remember, you have to measure something you can control. You have to measure your actions, not the result. The skill, you cannot control your skill, you can control your actions, and then your actions can eventually improve your skills. Okay, so that's it. Thank you very much. I'm going to end this call. I hope you have a great month and I hope to see a lot of new drawings. Thank you very much.